Nothing. Oh, there I am. There I am. Hey, can you guys hear me? Can you see me? This is crazy. This is crazy, crazy stuff. So I'm so sorry. We have tried to make this an event and it's just not working. So I see that you guys are here, but I want to make sure in the chat, Lynn, is the video on macro photography? Yes, this is all about macro photography. Welcome. Welcome to the Macro Chat Live show, everyone. I am so sorry. We are 15 minutes out because we have had some major technical stuff. But I just want you to know this show is all about close-up photography, macro photography, and micro photography. So we are ready to rock and roll. Talk about technical. Poor AD is in the background squirming all over the place. And I just want to tell him it's cool. We got it rolling and you guys can see me on YouTube. Hey, Steve. Hey, Lynn. So thank you so much for being here. I'm so appreciative to anybody that loves macro photography. And we've got a full show ready for you guys. And I'm so glad that we are live. Becky was on the other one, so I'm hoping we had to we did the show over on the other link, and then we had to try to bring them back over to here. So I'm hoping everybody gets over here and definitely start in the chat. So before we get started with the actual show, let's go ahead and check out our sponsor. Today's Macro Photography Live Chat Show is brought to you by Adventurers of the F-Stop, a $29 monthly membership to elevate your macro and landscape photography and business skills. Just go to membership.sullivanjphotography.com and check out all the details to push your creations in 2018. Okay, we're back. Yes, I'm just glad we're back. So we have this show every other Thursday, and I did this macro show because I was searching around and I just couldn't find any live shows that really focused on the people like us that really love to share and photograph up close. And I am very honored that every month I have a macro photographer on the show. Today it's with me. So that means I get to chat with you, which is so much fun. In the beginning of the show, I usually chat it up. And then once we get started, I just actually look at the chat on YouTube. And then if you have questions and stuff, I will answer them. So the next show, like I said, this is every other week. So usually we would have show in 2 weeks, but it is Thanksgiving here, and this is a time for us Americans to give thanks. And I will be with my family, and I will not have the show. So we will be back here in December, and I'm excited about December. I'm just going to go ahead and jump through my show notes really quick because I'm excited because we're going to have me again to talk about equipment and images. We have 3 images to critique. I always show a little bit behind the scenes on certain things. So we do have a jam-packed show. I do want to say, though, I'm super excited that in December will be with me, and then me and AD are having a Christmas special. So I'm super excited about that. We're going to have some fun for Christmas. And I have already said to myself that I'm going to do a giveaway because I want to give something to you guys who actually are on live. So you have to be on chatting with us and being on live in order to get that fun little gift. But so let me see what's going on next. I want to share with you guys a couple things. I am super duper excited. Let me get this over. I do want to share with you guys. Hello. Over here to the right, I'm going to share the screen. And I wanted to let you guys know, those of you that come to the show all the time know that I'm here for the Macro Chat Live show, and I love it. But I've never done a webinar. And I'm actually doing my first webinar, guys. And I'm doing my webinar on the roadmap that I used to start my business. And so I'm very excited about that. If you guys are interested, I'll put the link down below the show, and I'm going to talk about the roadmap. And I'm also going to give some giveaways for people who show up live for my first webinar. So I'm kind of like a little freaking out a little bit about that, but I think it'll be fun to chat with you guys and actually teach you some skills that I have. So that's it for that. I just wanted to share that really quick. And I would never get out. Okay, so let me unshare that. So normally I wouldn't share stuff like that, but it's because it's my first webinar. I thought, what the heck, I'm going to share it with my friends that hang out to the Macro Chat live show. So that is going to happen next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so what I'm going to do the following Thursday that I would normally have a show is I will do a video because I'm on YouTube sharing tips and tricks for macro and landscape photographers. And every Thanksgiving, I share stuff that has inspired me and got me going through the year. So I share business information for you guys, books that I've read that will keep you going, people that have inspired me. And so look out for that in 2 weeks, because I know it will help you for sure with your creativity. And if you're interested in getting into business, it will be in your business sector. I have a little business sector for that too. So the next show again will be December 6th. So mark your calendars for that. And then again on December 20th, AD and I will have a Christmas special for you guys. So I'm super crazy about that. Now, the last show I had was with Rick Littleton, and he is the developer for Zareen Stacker. So if you're a macro photographer and you like to stack your images, then let me go over here 1 second. Let me get out of this. If you like to stack your images, then Zareen Stacker is an amazing program that you guys should check out. So Rick shared this image with us, and the man is so amazingly nice that when we were chatting afterwards on the show, we were emailing back and forth. He said, hey, Janice, you know what? I found some more information. So he shared this image of this moth, and he shot this and he stacked it, obviously, and it's the hairs of the eyes. And so we talked about it in the last show. So if you're interested, you got to go check out the last show that we had. He was a blast to have on the show. But what he wanted to share with me, which I thought was super cool, is how he shot this image. So he found it, and I thought, oh my God, I asked him, can I please share this with you? With you guys, because I thought it was so cool. Because look, he stacked his actual camera here. He used the Cam Ranger so he could see up close. And here is the moth. And as you can see, here's the light that he used. And then, of course, the light is too harsh. So you got to definitely diffuse it. So he's using a third arm to hold this. I mean, it is so cool on seeing the behind the scenes that I asked him. I'm like, can I, definitely want to share this. He's like, no problem. So here we go. Here's the actual image that he shot. And today is about cropping. And the reason why I'm talking about cropping is because we had one of the persons that has sent an image in today. She asked about cropping. So yes, we will definitely get into that. And I think cropping is super important, especially when we get so close to our images. We're a little different as macro photographers. So thank you, Kim, for that. So here is his image, and he ended up cropping it, but look at how cool that is. And he ended up cropping it so we could really see the eyes. And this is a 3D. So if you were to watch, put one of those things in your, those eyes, I forget what he was talking about. But anyways, it's a 3D thing. So you put the stuff on your eyes and you look at this and you can really see it 3D, which is really, really cool. So definitely check that out. Let me see. He wanted to also say, he was talking about the eyes. And I thought this was interesting too. I'm not going to read everything, but I thought this was interesting. So you know how they have all the different faucets in the eyes of the bugs and everything. And when you see the dark areas, those are where we can see the retinas of the actual bugs, which is really cool to me because you can see where they're looking at you. So it's the pupil is what it's called. So here it is right here. So they can see all around. So when you're walking around a bug and that little black area is following you, that's because it's looking at you. So I thought that was really, really cool. I wanted to share that with you guys too. This was something that he shot right here and was sharing in his, he has a group that does macro and micro photography here. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with that. Let me get off of there. So let's see what we want to go and do next. I am jamming, boy, I'll tell you. I'm hoping that my friends here, we have several different people that are showing up that sent in images for critique. We have John, Cedric, and Kim. So let's go ahead, AD, and head on straight over to critique time. Okay, but I don't see them here. Are you guys here? I know Cedric's over in the south of France, so he's probably asleep. Kim, I know you were here before, and I'm really hoping that you jump in and that you're here. I don't see you right now, and I'm really bummed. Oh, Kim is on Crowdcast. Oh, she's a member. Kim, thank you. Oh, there you are. Hey, Kim. Awesome. Oh, we have two people on Crowdcast. Okay, so Crowdcast, let me just tell you. So Kim is part of my membership program, and I just it's a great place. That's the sponsor that I share with you guys. That is my membership program. So I have a special link. She says she's here. I have a special link for them because I want to make sure that they get their questions answered. And Kim is, again, she has a beautiful image that we're going to share today. So we have a couple, we have a moth, we have her flower, and we have a close-up of a grasshopper. But I just want to let you guys know, I love it when you guys submit images. This is what starts the show. Seriously, when you guys submit your images, there's links down below. You can either do it on Facebook or you can go to my website and you can submit on my website if you're not a a Facebook person. Because once I see your images, I kind of really work around you guys. The equipment that we're going to share today, the talk. I mean, she had asked about the crop, which I think is very, very big when it comes to us close-up photographers. So I thought, let's really talk about cropping. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do like I always do. I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Let me get my Lightroom up. And we're going to go to the first image. And what I always do is let you guys, I read off what you submit because I always ask about your goals. That is the main thing when it comes to critique. Your goals, and I like to know your settings in case something that I can say that maybe I can help. It's not about, I do like to pick images that I feel like this really could help a broad amount of people. So this is really about helping, not about just saying, hey, this is the almighty image, everybody look at it. It's really about us working together as a team and macro lovers to help each other. So this is Cedric. Oh, Cedric, I'm sorry, you're second. Cedric was going to be on the show. We just didn't have time. So I want to do Cedric second. So when you're watching this, Cedric, later, you will be next, I promise. This is John's. And let me just, I just want to, I'm going to go ahead and read what John has said, and then I'm going to explain a little bit about John. So he says, I don't really have a favorite one of these. And I'm going to share several different images of his shot. So he says, I don't really have a favorite one of these, so I'll just send the 3 best ones that I took, and I'll let you pick one that you want to pick apart. Well, John, guess what? I'm not even going to pick apart any of these. I'm going to talk about your process. So he says this was a live grasshopper held gently in a pair of forceps and held up with a third hand tool. Let's see, I didn't try to focus stack because he was just moving too much and I wanted to hurry up and release him back into the yard. So thank you, John. He took it on his Nikon D3400 Tokino 100 millimeter macro lens with around a 50 millimeter extension tube and off-camera flash. He was at 1/200th of a second ISO 200 at f8. I have a reverse adapter lens. He has a reverse adapter, lens couplers, and about 100 millimeter worth of manual extension tubes. So I've been experimenting with gear. I have to try and see just how close I can get for the insect portraits without actually going out and buying the 5:1 Venus I don't know how to say this, Laowa, Laowa. Is that how you say it, Adie? A Laowa? Laowa? I don't know. It's a lens. It's L-A, well, it's the lens that you shared with me later that I'm going to show with everybody. That's really big. Anyways, it's a new brand. So he says I can't afford at the current moment. So what he was doing was in Facebook, and this is what I love about John, is that he shares what he does. He experiments, he brings the images into the Facebook groups and just shares with us behind the scenes. He shares with us like this, the grasshopper, what he was playing with. These are not completed images. And normally when I ask for a critique, then we talk about completed work and what do you want from it? You know, was your goal done? You know, am I feeling your goal? Well, I asked him if I could have these on the show because I want to talk to you guys about experimenting and playing with macro photography. When we get up close like this, and especially when you have a live object or a live bug, flower, whatever you're playing with, it's difficult to get what you want. And to play like he's doing, at the moment, he loves close-ups so much, he can't get the lens that he wants, but he's out there doing it. He's stacking his lens. He's reversing things. He's playing. And this is what I love. I love to see when people are just going for it and sharing and doing the best that they can. So he grabbed this image. It's a one-shot image. Then he ended up taking this image and he got this one. And then he ended up taking this one and he got this one. And even though he's playing, I can see beyond the, just the shots. Like, okay, we know this is a leg because that's the leg. We know that he's playing. But I love look at how close, let me get 1:1. You could see that he does have some detail. Now it's tough because he's only got the one shot and you get up close. You know, that's difficult. We have shallow depth of field, but look at how cool that is. So I'm not going to pick apart, John, what you did because you were experimenting. And this is what I really wanted to bring onto the show, to try these new things. And so what if you don't have the lens that you want? Because you could still take something like this, and I just played with it and darkened your background to show the actual bug. And that's what I see. So even though you shot it like this, John, when I see your images and your work out there, I see this. I see the bug. I see where you're going for, and I just want to influence you and others out there to get out there and photograph and just go for it and not worry that it's not the perfect thing. It's still a very cool shot to play with. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do something. We're talking about cropping today. Cropping makes a huge difference. And even switching it from here to to me brings this bug in my face. And that's something that you just have to play with. And Kim had asked, what do I do when I crop? And so on her image, we will dive in deep with cropping. And I'll actually go into the develop module and I'll talk about cropping more. But I just wanted to show you that I feel this crop, by just tweaking it a little bit, has brought this even stronger into us. And it's just a little bit of a crop and turning it off to the side, and boom, there you go. So cropping is super important. And while I'm going to show the next image, this is Cedric's, and I'm going to crop this one towards the end too. But we'll go ahead and dive into Cedric's right now. So what he's been on the show, him and John and Kim both have been on the show. So I'm hoping that Len and Steve, you guys jump in, and the other two that are watching, I'm hoping that you guys jump in. Oh, thank you, Kim. I just saw your message. You are awesome. Okay, so let's go into Cedric's. So, I did that. I messed up when I went to Kim. I lost you guys. Sorry. You're like, wait, it's a gray screen. What the heck happened? Sorry. I went to look at, see what Kim was up to. Okay, here we go. Cedric. He shot this with 23 stacks, and it was at 1/25th of a second, and he used f3.2. His ISO was 200. He used a Canon 7D Mark II, and he shot it at 100 millimeter macro lens. So what he was going for is that he said, I just want to get a great depth of field from the antenna to the plant on that it's on right in here. So since I know Cedric and I know what he's going for, I want to talk to you and to others that are stacking. So when you stack at 3.2 f-stop, that is a huge shallow depth of field, Cedric. So I want to push you out of your comfort zone because I know this is where you like to be. I want you to go to f8. I want you to change your ISO and bump that ISO a little bit. And in the post, you can get rid of noise if you're having that noise. But the reason why I want you to do that is because I'm seeing that some of your stack has become blurry. You can see it right in here. And I'm getting really nitpicky with you, Cedric, because like I said, I know you and I know what you're trying to do. So I think that I know that if you bump up your f-stop, you'll have more to work with. The program is having such a hard time. See how it's blurry in here and then sharp, and then see here in the middle? And it's sharp here and it's sharp here, and then it's blurry and blurry. So it's because you don't have enough information to put into your software to get the stack that you want. So I want you to do that for me and then share it in the Facebook group so I can see what you've done. I want you to push up that f-stop and not worry right now about noise if you're having that. Look at how beautiful his wings are. Look at that. It's so pretty. And he's got some water drops on him or her on this moth. It's a beautiful piece. It's just what he's trying to do is a little too difficult with that f-stop. So for sure, go to do that f8, and I think you will be more successful about getting everything that you want for your stack. So now let me show you. We're going to talk about, let's get to fit. All right, we're talking about cropping. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, let me move my Lightroom around. So cropping is really personal. I mean, it is what do you want to say? What do you want us to see? So with this image, when it comes to cropping, Cedric didn't ask about this, but I do want to talk about it. So with this image at the bottom, I want to see more of the bottom. So I feel like this is beautiful, and I can see why this is cropped the way it is, because he wants the antennae to be in focus, and he wants it to be part of the story. Now, I feel that it's part of the moth, but I personally would probably go ahead and play with the crop, and I'll tell you my reasons for that. So because I like, this is again personal preference, I love what he's done when you get up to the fit. Look at, you could see the individual, all of the moss, all of these little goodies in here, and how detailed it is. I mean, that is just gorgeous. So the antennae for me is not important. Just by making a crop, I feel that this is a strong portrait of a moth. Now, I mean, we can go back to this, which is very beautiful, but I feel like it has so much negative space. So the things for me when I crop, I look at the positive, which the story is the positive, but I also look at the negative. Is the negative helping what I want you to see, or is it taking away from what I want you to see? Now, Cedric, his story is something different than my story. My story, if I shot this, I want you to see these beautiful, you know, all the different details that I had already talked about. And to me, by cropping it, I now make you and force your eyes to go where I want you to go. And I'm looking at the negative space. I still love, I'm not tweaking and making it going, say, back and forth or anything like that. So that's not anything for this image, because I still love the way it was. I just kind of messed around with it, but I still love the way this is pointy and the way it feels. So that is something that I would personally do, and the reasons for that. So, but we're going to go into this beautiful image right here and talk about Kim's image. Yay, she's here. John, I don't know if you're here. Usually John's here. So I'm surprised. I have to go back. I don't want to go back to YouTube, or I don't want to go to Crowdcast yet, because I'll lose Lightroom once I click off of it. So let's go into Kim's image. Look at how pretty this is. She says, "Hi, Janice. Here is the image for critique. My goal with this image was to really give it a painterly look. The photo out of camera has a very soft green bokeh background, which I will share with you guys in a little bit, which helped focus on the flower. I wanted the stamen to be the main focal point in the image. I played around with various crops and rotated the image around, even tried a horizontal flip. Would love to hear what you think about various crop options, what works well with this image, and how you determine a crop for an image." So she included the metadata, and let me tell you what that is. She shot it in manual mode, handheld. She used her D8, my dog is moving around, her D850, Tamra 90 millimeter. She used an f3.8, and her ISO was 64. Her shutter speed was 1/800th of a second. She said it was breezy out, so it helped avoid the motion blur. That's why she used 1/800th of a second. So you know what? It's beautiful. And let me show you up close, you guys. So here's her stamen that she got, and it's very elegant. And she did a lot of, I just love the way she has. I feel that when you have a lot of, the darks and the lights, you get a lot of depth. I mean, we shoot 2D, we see 3D, and sometimes you want things flat, but in this case, she definitely doesn't have a flat image. And that's because of the depth that she has, going light greens, dark greens, and then of course, how it's coming out of the color, which to me I can feel the depth of the work. And look at how pretty this is down in here. See how she's got it all in detail in here? That's really pretty too. So let me move things around over here, and I will definitely dive into cropping. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to drag this baby over because we're going to talk about cropping. So here we go. Let's just go. Oh, I can't. Let me just tab it out. I wonder if I could tab the bottom. Okay, let's just go in. So here's her image. And you saw down below, you know what I noticed too, just to let you guys know, I noticed sometimes the color is a little off, and I don't know if you guys are getting that funky color or not, but it is a beautiful purple color with green. I just had a sip of tea since I'm kind of getting a little cold here. But it's really, really pretty. And I figured, well, let's go ahead and play with this image. So Kim, I do love what you've done, and you've cropped it, no problem. Here is the image that she had originally. So this is where she worked the image. And then she decided to go ahead and do some post-processing, and you actually turned it a little bit to the left. And to tell you the truth, I was like, well, you know what? I totally love what you've done. I probably would have brought it in straight up. And let me show why. Hold on one second. This is so funny. This is my thing. Okay, so I feel like it's leaning to the left, but if you have, again, several images in a portfolio and the flowers are kind of coming off to the side and leaning over to the left, that's what I feel like happening here. And that's the story you have. Remember, Kim, I always talk about portfolios and like, what is your statement? Then this would perfectly go with a statement. I like it the way you shot it. So I was playing with it. You asked me about it. And it was funny. I didn't look at your original, this is your original. And it was funny because I was just playing with it a little bit. And I said, I kind of like it like up, like it's merging up to the sky. You have all these lights and everything. And then I realized that you actually have it that way when you shot it. So I think your eye, when you shot it, was, to me, dead on. I mean, you shot it. I think in your mind, you're photographing it, and then in post, we play with it and we look at it, we go back and forth. And, I just personally love the first shot that you took. So why? I'll explain that right now. So let me go out of all this mess, and we'll go here to crop. And I'll push this in. So let's go to crop. There we go. So with this piece, there's a lot of negative space. And so Kim was saying that this is her focal point. So because the piece is not really about the background and sometimes we have the simplistic images and the background is really a main part of, say, the image, she really wants us to get in here. And you still could blow this up and make this a 36, 24 by 36 and plus, and you could still be able to really, see it. But because that is her main, what she wants, I personally would like to get rid of some of the background. And I really like what's happening. I see what's, over here. She's got some stuff going on here, some movement. And one of the things that I wanted to suggest is you could see that when I'm cropping, I'll look at the grids. Sometimes when I'm really just debating, I'll really go crazy and just move things around, just like Kim says that she was doing, and play with it. But I knew with this one kind of, what she was going for. So I kind of looked at the thirds and I actually liked it. So, of course, I don't always stay with the rules that we have. But in Lightroom, if you ever want to look at some of the crop, just push O and you can see the various crops that may help you if you're in a bind and you just kind of don't know where to go when it comes to cropping. Sometimes these help you, these grids. Just think about what's pleasing to the eye. And that's what I usually do. I'll play with it, but I'm always, always looking at the negative space while I'm cropping the image and seeing that, is it really working for the piece? But I feel like, honestly, Kim, that's beautiful. The only thing I'm thinking is this is leaning to the left for me. I really, again, feel like your shot itself just worked out perfect. And that's how I would have left it. I think you did a really beautiful work when it comes to post-processing. Coco. It doesn't Coco always bark every single time? I'm telling you, my dog. But I really love it. I think you did a great job, and I just, you were dead on when you shot it. So that's pretty much it when it comes to actually, let's go back to me, and there we go. Hello. I just want to make sure if there's any questions. So Kim, does that make sense to you? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Hey, Catherine, you're here too? Hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I see Catherine's here. Hello, I hope you're feeling okay. Yeah, so anyways, do any of you guys have any questions when it comes to cropping or, the images that we talked about? Because before we go into equipment, I just want to make sure that you guys are good to go before we dive into some fun stuff. Let me know, and I'll have a sip of tea. Let me look, because I know I'm delayed. Oh, it's funny because in Crowdcast, it looks like I'm frozen. But I know I'm okay over in, I see myself in YouTube working. So all's good there. Okay. Well, I will pay attention, but we've got to get into some really cool stuff in equipment. So let's get over to the equipment segment. Okay, so when I share this, AD is going to be like, yes, I know what you're talking about. Let me get over there. Hold on one second. There's a couple things I always forget to click off of these babies. So that is that. Okay, here we go. So when John was saying about this Loea, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Lawa. So when he was talking, I thought this is what he meant, but he didn't mean this. He meant Canon has the 5 times the 1-to-1 ratio, so it's 5 times the ratio. But I wanted to show this to you guys. I'm going to put the link down below. I don't even know. I was going to ask AD if I could share, from my computer, and I didn't get a chance because they have an amazing video I want you guys to watch about this lens. This optics, this probe is it is a macro, but I really think it's cool because it's a wide angle macro. So that means when it comes to video, you've got to watch the video. So I'm going to put the link down below of the YouTube video that goes with this. It is coming soon, but it's a whopping $1,500, people. It is definitely something that is very expensive, but I'm sure it'll go down as things, after, how everything is so expensive when it first comes out. But it's very, very cool because here is where it attaches at the bottom, and it's so long, it's waterproof, and dust proof, and it has a light on it, on the tip. So you can get, it's only 2-to-1. It's not even 5-to-1, but it doesn't matter because it's so cool because it's wide and you can get the environment of where you're photographing at the same time, and you can go in the water with it. It is so amazing, you guys. But maybe when Santa Claus comes around and I win the lotto, I'll pay for it. So I just had to share that with you guys. And then another one I want to share. There's a couple things. These are equipment things, and then I'm going to actually go into Photoshop and share something with you guys too when it comes to equipment. So here's something that I found because I'm always interested on what people are doing when it comes to getting up close. And I saw this on F-Stoppers and I thought it was so cool. So what you could do is you can, I don't know about becoming a better photographer, but it is just something fun to play with, you guys. So what it is, let's go down. Okay, let's go down. So you could take, all of us have these old CDs laying around, at least I do. You take the CDs, I'll again put the link down below so you guys can see this. And you take the CD and you remove it. See? Okay. I'm going to do this, you guys, and I got to share it because we have an old CD that's just been sitting around. And you take the lens out right here. And you can remove the lens here. They tell you in detail what to do. Okay, here's the little lens. You take it out. There it is right here. And you just use this. And he gives you the link of this stuff to hold it. You put it in. I guess he talks about some other lenses too, but I was tripping out on this. And he puts it in here. And you go, and so here's some of the images that he shot. But let me just show you. He does a before and after. Where is it? Oh my gosh. Wait, I got to show it. Let me just scroll. I'm going to get you guys dizzy for a sec. Because I did see a before and after. Where are it? What is it? Oh my gosh. Anyways, it's super close. It is so close. You could get up and see. Let me see if it's one of these down here, because I was clicking on them. Okay. Does it show see, these are after images. But I know there was a before, and now I can't find it. Oh, maybe it's down here. Here it is. It's in the comments. So here is the before the hack, and here is the after. And it's, you know what it reminds me of? These old school, back in the days, photography that used to be like on glass plates. So I just thought it was fun. And if you guys want to try something, I would love to see it in the Facebook group. If you guys ever do this, I want to do this just to see. I mean, I actually have a macro lens for my iPhone, but I thought, oh, how fun is that? What the heck? You know what? It doesn't hurt. If you like to get up close, and I'm sure you do, that's why you're here, then you want to try whatever you can just to play. So I wanted to share that with you guys too. And again, I will put that link down below the video for sure so you can check it out. So let me get out of that. And then we will go back to me and okay, so I want to check to make sure that there's no questions. Let's see. Oh, Kim was saying that thanks for the crop info, definitely is helpful. Okay, so you understood what I said, because sometimes I'm wondering, do I make sense? But yeah, it is, when it comes to cropping, I really feel that it does, it really, I think we get so excited about our main focal point that we don't pay attention too much about the background and the negative space that's within our frame. And, like I say, we do, and my professor always used to say, I need to teach you guys to see 2D, because we can see the 3D, and the 2D is a flat surface, but some of that can really be distracting to your main focal point. So when I love to do the same thing, like Kim was saying, I like to flip things around. If something's not like, oh yeah, that's awesome, then I will move things. I will flip the horizontal, I'll flip the vertical, I'll crop. Maybe even if it's a horizontal image, I'll make it a vertical for some reason. I just want to play with it. And when I post-process, it takes me a while. I'm not doing my post-processing and then it's just done and oh, it's out there to the world. I really do pay attention. I wait for a while before people will see the work that I actually share, unless I'm sharing a process, obviously, or my behind the scenes on Instagram. I share a little bit of behind the scenes and you can see the mess that I have there. I'll have to put the Instagram. I don't know if I have the Instagram down on YouTube. I might have to share that with you guys, huh? Because we're just starting that. But I do want to share with you, I got 15 more minutes. I do want to share with you something that I feel that will really benefit macro photographers, especially when you want to get into detail. Let's see. Oh, Brooke says, just got off work now and time to catch the end. I'll have to watch from the beginning when I go inside the house. Okay, thank you for coming. That's what's so cool about YouTube. We could have it and you guys could watch it later. Matter of fact, we have people that are from around the world that show up and watch the show later. And thank you for watching, you guys. You know who you are. Okay, so I'm going to share something that I feel that would be really good for you macro photographers, or at least it has helped me. And you might already know about it. So let me get into Photoshop. Okay, so I'm going to share with you. I have not sent this out to the world yet. The only people that have seen this is the people that are in my macro membership program. And I actually shot this we had a workshop. And I actually shot this in the workshop. I was showing them Helicon Focus. So Catherine, you'll remember this. And one of the things that I was doing really quickly was the lighting setup wasn't the greatest, but I just wanted to show them how to stack. This is 19 images stacked, and it's actually glycerin, not a water drop, but it had a lot of problems. And so what I want to share with you guys here is I'm going to try to fix one of the problems. Let me get up close. And this is what we're doing when we're getting, we get up close, and if I want this thing blown out, I like to see macro stuff really big. Now I'm at 164, you could see right here. But see this little white area right in here? I had a lot of flare because I was rushing through the workshop and I just wanted to get the stack. It wasn't about lighting. So I had a lot of these little issues right in here, and I cleaned most of them up this way. And it is through Photoshop. So I have my background copy, and one of the things that I'll do is I'll select over here, you can see the lasso tool, and I'll go ahead and I'll select the area that is giving me problems. I'm hand doing this. I should be using my tablet, but let me see if I can. So okay, yeah, I'm so much better on the tablet. So now I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to do Content Aware Fill. Now, one thing that I do have, I want Adobe Adobe, can you make this a shortcut? I do not know the shortcut for Content Aware Fill, and I would love to have it because I've been using this on this image that you just saw, and it's kind of a pain when you get into detail when you don't have a shortcut. So I'm hoping they will do a shortcut. So, okay, so let me cancel out. 80 says for me to go, okay, I don't remember what it is. F? What is it? F5? Okay, we're going to try F5. Let me see, F5? No. Oh, Shift F5. Okay, let me do that. Let me do a Shift F5. Let's see if that works. Where is my F5? F5. No. Oh, Content Aware. It did. Let's see. Oh, no, that's content. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. No, it just did that. Okay, that's not what I want, though. Okay, Apple Z. Okay, so, okay, we'll do this. But look at, so this is the way normally you would do Shift F5, which, hey, you guys got that from AD. That's awesome because, and that's the shortcut for content aware. Okay, and see how it's kind of messed it up a little bit? That's because there's so much going on. So let me go back to Apple Z, or what is it, whatever it is. So let me go back up, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do content aware fill. Okay, so see this green that's out here? So that is the pixels that it's looking at to fill in, and you can change the color if you don't want to, but that's the pixels that it's looking at to do a content aware fill for this location in this, you know, whatever algorithms. So over here to the right, you'll see that is what would look like if I went ahead and just pushed over here OK. But I'm going to go ahead and change it because I want you guys to see what I was doing. So I'm getting rid of some of the pixel information. Look over here to the right. You can see it's changing it up a little bit. I'll screw it up on purpose so you guys can see. Over here to the right, see it's kind of, let me see if I can get it. Like right now I could work with that, but let me just see what happens. Okay, well that's doing even better. See, let me try to mess it up. Hold on. Oh, wait, it'll work. It'll get funky. Well, that's even, okay, so that's funky. So what I would do is I would go ahead and do Alt or Option. I don't know, you know, I'm a Mac. So if I wanted to add more pixels to it, then you can see over here how it's changing it up. So what I did was I got it as close as possible and worked with what I could. And I'm looking over here to the right, and I'm digging that. I would just probably fill this in a little bit. And then I have output to new layer over here to the right. And I push OK. And now you could see over here, let me go Command D to get rid of that. So you could see it over here to the left. See? And I'll just undo it. That's the before. And that's the after. Now, I'm nitpicky. I'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit, but it works so good to be able to see what's going to happen while you're playing with the pixels. So here's before and here's after. I'll leave this and I could just mess with this layer instead of messing with my whole image. So that's a great tool for us macro photographers when we really need to get up close and get into the nitpicky and have those, like, you know, the bugs or the flowers that have a lot of lines to them and different things. This is such an amazing, it's brand new 2019 Adobe Photoshop CC. I'm telling you guys, it works amazing. So definitely do that when it comes to, or try it out and see if you like it. Let me know what you think for sure in the comments section. Okay, so let's go back to me. Hello, you guys. I love this show. I love so much seeing the images that we've seen. One of the things that I'll do too is that I will put John, Cedric's, and Kim's website information or their Facebook or whatever they have when it comes to, I ask everybody, you don't have to give me your information if you don't want to. Some people don't. But I will definitely put down their websites or their connections of Facebook, wherever they want, down below so you can connect with them too. Because this is the reason why I really got the macro show going. So everybody that loves macro can really connect with each other. And I would totally love it if you guys shared this because it's still a brand new baby show. I'm trying to get the word out. That's one of the reasons why we started so late. I was trying to do an event so it would show up because the macro show is not showing up to people. So AD and I are trying to figure out what we could do to spread the word to get this macro show going because I have had some really great people like you guys showing up. I've had some really wonderful we have Jackie Kramer coming in January. She is an amazing flower photographer. I mean, oh my gosh, she is so cool. I just love her to death. I have more coming in the rest of the months of 2019. I'm not going to tell you who because you're going to be surprised. But it's just great that all of us are getting together. So I just want to remind you guys that December 6th is the next show. Can you believe that? We're going to be in December, guys. But I will have a video coming out in 2 weeks to share with you guys who inspired me. And I know that they were those people will inspire you also. So definitely, if you liked, the show, give us a thumbs up and comment down below. I guess, I'm not, like I say, I'm not about trying to, the show is really just to get other macro photographers together. And that's what I really am hoping for. So if you want to get to know me better, we got a quick video for you guys. You could check that out right now. To get to know us in more detail, check out sullivanjphotography.com. And while you're at it, sign up for challenges, deep dive photography information, and free textures by just filling out your email and your name and pushing that grab your first challenge. If you'd like to even dive deeper into your photography and really elevate it, check out membership.sullivanjphotography.com. This is a membership that's only $29 a month, and we give you everything that's needed to really push your macro and landscape photography. Hope to see you there. So again, thank you so much for showing up. And if you are interested, I'll go ahead and put it down below. I would love for you guys to hang out with me on my first webinar. And then when you're there, you could tell me, hey, you met me from the Macro Chat live show. So thank you so much. And I hope to see you guys in December. Can you believe it? All right, you guys, have a great day. Remember, 1,000 words does make a difference. So get out and go macro shooting, close up, and micro shooting. All right, cheers, everyone. Bye.